Pause. Pause. Enraging.
This is the case of Paul Quant Sr., a 78-year-old disabled veteran who was subjected to a brutal and agonizing death at the hands of the last person he would suspect. Blues Creek in northwest Gainesville.
It had to happen in Florida. Oh my God.
Florida seemed like a safe place for Paul Quant Sr. to settle down. He lived there for many years, and he seemed to be living a quiet and cheerful life. He was described by many who knew him as a kind-hearted gentleman who always saw the best in people, no matter who they were. On the night of January the 9th, 2012, however, the idyllic vision of his safe neighborhood was shattered when the 78-year-old disabled Navy veteran became the victim of a violent home invasion. The investigators described the scene as nothing short of horrific.
These niggas deserve jail time.
All over the carpet.
I'll be laughing at disabled niggas, but these niggas deserve jail time for that.
He managed to get to the home of his neighbor, Virginia Grissom, to beg for help. Bear in mind, during this phone call to 911, Paul is slowly bleeding to death and is in an indescribable amount of pain. And it's remarkable to see that he still had the courage and bravery to go out and find help.
He was disabled.
911, what's the emergency? My next door neighbor is chopped up. Oh my
They
God.
chopped him up.
He's been my neighbor for 8 years. What's his
He was...
What?
These niggas are evil.
We're getting you some help. Just stay on the line. Stay with him. Okay, they're coming to your house as fast as they can. Tell me exactly what happened. He's banging on my door. He is covered in head to toe. Covered in blood. He's just someone broken through his house. They tied him up. Okay. He is beaten to a halt.
They beat him up.
Broke into his house. How many people, Paul? Well, this girl and a guy. Oh my God. A man and a woman. Can you ask him when they left his house? About 30 minutes ago, he thinks. What did they want? They cleaned his safe out. And they stole his Cadillac. A white Cadillac Eldorado.
Oh, that's a classic.
Okay. I know. She's been in the ambulance. I'm so sorry.
Bro.
With significant head trauma
These
and a
niggas are
sizable piece of his
heartless, bro.
forearm sawed off by a knife. Police concluded
What?
trauma and a sizable piece of his forearm sawed off by a knife.
Oh! This is the most sad. This is the saddest shit I ever seen on stream. Head trauma. They beat him to a pulp, and they almost sawed off his arm. Let's keep watching.
Police concluded that he had been tortured in the midst of the robbery.
They tortured
likely
him
in an attempt to get information about valuable assets in the home. Grissom called for an ambulance, and before losing consciousness, Quant Sr. indicated that a male and female suspect were responsible for his attack, and that they had made off with everything, including the contents of his personal safe.
Oh man,
Quant
just
Sr.
for a
was
little
sent
bit
to
of
hospital,
money?
where he was sadly pronounced dead shortly after.
Look
due to
what
his
that
injuries.
bread made a
Meanwhile,
bitch
Gainesville
do.
Police Department Sergeant Stephen Girard spotted the stolen Cadillac not far from Paul's home. A car chase ensued, with the suspect reaching upwards of 100 miles per hour before ultimately
That's
crashing
impressive for a
into
Cadillac
two other
Eldorado, I
vehicles.
ain't gonna lie. This shit blurry. Okay, that's a police car. That's a police car. From the back of that car. Oh my God, that shit was a classic. That was a... My heart hurts. That shit was a classic. They killed him and stole a classic ass car, bro. That is... Look what the money make a bitch do. Ooh, wee, I hope they beat her up. Ooh, drag that fuck nigga. Beat his ass.
The suspect was searched by police, who found many objects linking him to the crime, including a stun gun, bloody duct tape, and bloody latex gloves. They quickly put him under arrest as he
Mr.
invoked his right to remain
Form
silent.
Fit.
Gainesville authorities were able to identify the man as 22-year-old Austin Mark Jones after running his fingerprints.
God damn. Fuck, that hairline terrible. Fuck. Fuck, that shit look drawable. Hold on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. How the fuck do I draw? MS Paint. His face looked drawable. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. How do I change the size? They look alike. They look alike. Oh shit. They look alike. W. Nigga, don't save that shit. I don't want to look at that shit on MS Paint.
Through their database. Investigators, however, were still searching for the female attacker that Paul Quant had mentioned to Grissom. By speaking with friends and family, police learned Paul was frequently visited by caregivers and that each healthcare professional was required to sign in and out, confirming they had visited him. Authorities found that one caretaker's address matched Mark Jones' current address. It was his 22-year-old cousin, Miranda Martin. At her listed address, investigators found Martin's boyfriend, Chad McKee, who claimed he had no knowledge on the incident. They took him to an interrogation room for a formal interview.
Okay.
Can you tell me about Miranda? She's been my girlfriend for about 6 years. Do you know where she's at right now?
Alright, Chad. Since I haven't responded to. Did you delete this shit? Alright. Sent Baker Mayfield 600. Thanks. It's a little kids game, right? We gonna say some shit. Is he gonna keep it solid, or is he gonna fold?
As far as I know, she was at work.
She was at work.
You know a guy by the name of Austin?
Oh,
Miranda's cousin.
He's Miranda's cousin. Okay.
He's in jail, or he's at the hospital. He's fixing to go to jail. All I can tell you
Yeah, they beat his.
I know he has been in trouble a few times.
They beat shit out of him. I'm happy, cuz.
I don't really know Austin. When's the last time you heard from Miranda? It was 2:54 a.m. She told me she was at her work, like, and her patient had fell asleep, and that was really. I just told her I was watching a movie. What time was Miranda supposed to get off work?
What time was she?
She told me 8
to 8.
We don't want you caught up in something that you shouldn't be caught up in. Because what we're investigating is very serious crime. Attempted murder. Home invasion robbery. A lot of bad stuff. We really had a character for her to do anything like what you're talking about. I mean, I've been in Miranda for 6 years and she hasn't done anything against the law other than
That's the thing. It's possible she's not involved in this. When you're in a relationship, you know your partner so well that if they commit a crime, you wouldn't think that they'll do it. Unless, like, you know, they're always doing some evil shit.
Well, if you will, hang tight, and we're going to meet with the sergeant and make sure he's good with everything.
Alright.
Listen, dude, I don't know what you told them and all this kind of stuff and everything, but I don't think you're being straight up. I find it hard to believe.
You see, he switched it up.
Girlfriend for several years, and you don't know anything. I mean, what are you asking me if I think that my girlfriend? I think that she asked you about it.
She asked you about it.
In front of you. I'm just as shocked as you are to find out that you guys are knocking on my door whatever time.
I feel like he's lying.
Committed attempted murder when she had to go to work, is what she told me. You just talked to her manager. She said she's not working today. Not at all.
Oh shit. Okay.
Why is she lying now?
Okay, that's where she works.
Your guess is as good as mine.
At first, the detectives were adamant that Chad knew what his girlfriend did.
Okay, so he wasn't lying.
To cover for her.
He wasn't lying.
However, the more they interviewed him and the more they analysed his movement and body language, the more they realised that he was actually telling the truth and was indeed unaware about his girlfriend's despicable plans.
Call her, put her on speaker, say, hey, what's up? Are you coming home? What's the plan? And then we'll just, go
That's a W setup. That's a W setup. We're gonna see what happens.
It's voicemail.
It's voicemail.
I don't think she's gonna pick up.
I don't think she's gonna pick up.
Trouble. If she couldn't come home to you, what was her mom? What's
Her mom.
Kathy Martin.
The detectives decided to visit Miranda's mother's house
Gainesville
in
to
Fort
Fort
White in order to question her
far
about
drive.
her daughter's whereabouts, where they surprisingly found Miranda there, hiding out in one of the rooms. Both Miranda and her mother, Kathy Jones Martin, were brought in for questioning. They were placed in 2 different rooms and questioned simultaneously. The detectives' main aim is to establish a timeline and trap them into a story. If any of their accounts differ from one another, it would be a huge step in the case against them.
And this is where they get caught. This is where they get caught. I like this.
Your day yesterday.
I left my apartment. It was around
11 or 12.
12. And I went out to my mom's. Yesterday,
Daylight and dark.
between daylight and dark.
Ooh.
Austin has rented to get right.
You see, that's a wide area. I gotta stop pausing, but that's a wide area. Daylight and dark is wide.
I met up with some chick, and that's the last I seen him.
That's the last I seen him.
Gave Austin a ride to work.
It was a parking lot off of, I don't know if it was 13th or 440 White. I just dropped him off and left.
13th
Okay,
and
when you
441.
dropped him off and left, and where'd you go?
Yeah, I thought I had to work, so I had to go
441
back
goes
and
across the
I was
state.
getting my work clothes.
Why are you lying to Chad?
I lied to him last night because I just wanted to spend a night like with my mom and everything. And I didn't want him to get mad, so I told him I was working.
Why would he get mad if you want to spend
In the
the night
short
with your
time she was
mom?
interviewed, Miranda has already admitted to willingly lying to her boyfriend about her whereabouts. It's clear to see that this is a sign of her true nature beginning to show. Somebody who is willing to deceive and fabricate the truth in order to receive what she wants.
But your mom?
Okay, so you dropped.
Lie to your boyfriend to see your mom.
Yes.
So what time do you think you got to your mom's?
That's a
It was
52-minute drive.
Like 10.
Okay, so she left around dusk.
Made it in between 10 and 11.
10 and 11,
But
okay.
it's what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 hours she's gone to just drop him off. Did she say if she went anywhere else after that, or?
Well, I thought she was going to work.
If you can think of anything, I would much rather lay everything on the table. You know, I don't know. Maybe everything that you've told us is what you know. I don't know. But I just like to let people know that from the very beginning.
You were in Fort White at 10 o'clock. I take it that you had your phone with you.
The detectives believe that she was in Gainesville, where Paul Quant resided, on Monday, January 9th.
Can't they track her
Both
phone?
Miranda and her mother are adamant that she was in
If
Fort
she made any
White
phone
that
calls,
night,
can't they track
32
it?
miles away from Gainesville, because Miranda wanted to spend the night with her mother. The detectives need to first of all prove that this is not true if they want to build a case against her.
If your signal was bouncing off a tower towards Gainesville at 11 o'clock, would that surprise you?
Yeah, it would surprise me.
There is a reason. We want you to be able to explain it now before.
Okay, because I thought my boyfriend was cheating on me, okay? So I drove back just to see him in his car. I thought my boyfriend was
There is a reason. We want you to be able to explain it now before.
okay.
She trying. Of course, she's trying to manipulate the police, but like, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Shit.
I thought my boyfriend was cheating on me.
Oh yeah, like I was saying, she's trying to manipulate the police like they're in a relationship. That is not going to work. I feel like my boyfriend is like, she's trying to get sympathy from the police. I feel like my boyfriend is cheating on me. Okay. So I drove back
Just to see him
with the
in his
little
car.
crying voice.
You drove by where?
God damn, that bitch look drawable too. Fuck. Okay, W lips. Your ears are big as shit, so I think her family just got big ass ears. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Don't save. Yeah, she was drawable.
My
And you got back to Gainesville at what time now?
It was around like 1:30.
1:30.
And just like that, the detectives got what they wanted. Miranda changed her story and said she went back to Gainesville to check up on her boyfriend, placing herself in the area at the time the crime occurred.
We have some reservations about where your daughter was last night. Please be honest.
She spent the night at my house last night. She made it in between 10 and 11. She rented the movie Paul, and we watched that.
Miranda's mother, however, continued to stick to the story, pleading that her and her daughter were together the whole night. This is most likely
They didn't
the
reverse it.
story
They
they
didn't rehearse
rehearsed
it.
many times before this interview. Frustrated, the
They didn't
detectives
rehearse it
decided
that
to
well.
conclude the interrogation, as it was clear it wasn't going anywhere.
Now she caught up in something that she should have never been
How
caught
many
up in.
times total you think you worked for Paul?
So it was 3 days a week.
At least once a week, I guess you'd make his bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The bed sheets, everything that took off the bed, put in the washer, and then put back on the bed.
Okay.
So you never got anything off the closets?
The only time I ever went to the closet was just hang up stuff, and that's it.
Okay. So you saw the
Hey.
safe there.
Oh, I didn't think that was like a safe or anything.
What do you think it was?
I thought it was just like a box, saying like a metal box.
Be honest.
Oh, this bitch is so
What was the reason
stupid.
for bringing him over here, and be honest.
I don't think it was like a safe. I just thought it was a metal box. That bitch is stupid. This shit's pissing me off.
Some girl, I dropped him off.
You dropped Austin off just down the road from Paul's house, right?
Right?
Miranda, be honest with me. You dropped him off just down the road from Paul's house, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Meeting some girl, and that's that. That's honestly it.
Miranda, I know we've been talking a long time to Detective Romeo. Every
Damn.
time they come outside, there's a little bit more information that you've disclosed. And that's why we keep coming back in here and asking you some more questions, okay? Because nothing seems to be adding up.
Yeah,
When
she
you
got
guys
kind of
went
lie
there
weeb.
Last night.
I know you'll stay solid with me. Like, we gonna rehearse
you
the
guys
line.
drove up
You'll
there,
stay solid.
You know, whatever you plan to do, did you expect it to unfold the way it unfolded? Did you expect Austin to act like that? Miranda, this is important. Things changed, right?
What you know about that?
Things changed, right?
Yes. I thought you were just gonna scare him, just not hurt him.
Hold on.
Right? Miranda, this is important. Things change. Expect Austin to act like that?
Did you expect
Miranda,
Austin
this is
to?
important. Things changed, right? Things changed, right?
Yes. I thought you were just gonna scare him, just not hurt him, just scare him.
Finally, an admission that she did indeed drop Austin off at Paul's house with the intent to make contact with Paul and not for Austin to see a girl.
Bro, her story
At
keeps
this point, both the
changing.
detectives and Miranda know
How
there's no turning back from
how you gonna drop him off, right? Right, we're not going off the story that she's saying, bro. Fuck it, fuck her story, right? How you gonna drop him off after telling him there was a mailbox in his closet and he's home alone to scare?
this. The truth is almost out.
What was Austin's new plan now?
What was Austin's new plan?
I know. I guess he just wanted everything.
I haven't seen everything that he's got, so you tell me what everything is. What does he want
From Mr. Paul.
I didn't care about what he got or anything. Like, I didn't even want Austin to go in the first place.
But he did go, and you knew he was
You
going
got
to
like your family.
Miranda, did he tell
You
you
right.
what for?
I waited for him down the street.
Oh
There
man.
was like a house for rent.
It must have been hell waiting. Did you ever go in the house
She is an accessory to murder.
just to see what was going on? To
That
get
is
him?
crazy.
Did you try to stop him?
I was only at like past the doorstep for a little while, and I froze.
Okay.
Okay.
She has now admitted that she was in Paul Quant's residence at
Ah,
the same time as
man.
Austin. However, she's trying her best to distance herself from the brutality of the crime that occurred by only showing peripheral complicity in the crime. In order to charge her for her involvement, the detectives need more admissions from Miranda.
Right.
You're just standing there.
I get that's.
Right.
I get she's your daughter.
Did you hear Mr.
Right,
Paul
lying
yell
for
out?
her, but like after your daughter tells you that she murdered an elderly listen, the man is elderly, crippled, and a veteran. After she told you she did that, You should have called the police immediately.
Miranda, what was he saying?
I don't care if she's my daughter. After you commit murder on an
What time
elderly,
last night did you
crippled
go over
man,
to Mr. Paul's?
you're going to prison.
Between 9:30 and 10.
Between 9:30 and 10.
9:30
When?
and 10.
Austin went first, and then I followed. Austin rang the doorbell, and the next thing you know, he just
She keeps
pushes it
switching
open.
up the story.
I don't think he had a chance after Austin just pushed him.
Do you
She
follow
keeps
him
switching
into
up the story.
Follow Austin in?
Yes, so I was standing like at the edge. He's like, throw that mask at me, put this on.
You threw the mask at you, told you to put it on?
Yes, sir.
What color was the mask?
It was a red Elmo.
You had a PIN number? Okay, so he got Mr. Paul's PIN number?
For the safe.
Okay. So did Austin tie him up?
Yes.
Was he begging for his life?
He just kept saying, I'll give you everything you want. Please stop. Oh, that hurt.
And what was Austin hitting him with?
It looked like his fist.
His fist?
Ah,
Did you see Mr. Paul
man.
bleeding? Yes? Okay.
I didn't know if Austin was about to do something to me next.
Okay. You know that Austin's hitting him, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying Austin's collecting everything in the house to take it. So what did Austin take?
I seen him with a box of stuff.
The box of stuff.
Box
Not
and
knew what
stuff.
was in the box.
Any chance that maybe you collect anything in the house? Did you take anything?
Austin just kept telling me, take it, take it.
And where did you put that stuff?
In the trunk of his car.
Did you drive the Cadillac out of the garage?
Yes, he made me drive to the bank.
You guys
Drive
drove
to
to the
the
bank
bank.
to use a debit card at the banks?
Yes.
What bank did you go to?
Capital something.
Did you go to an ATM machine? If we get some video from that ATM, they're going to be you?
Damn. You see? How do you know this? I just looked at the chat. How do you know this? But like the minute she know that she got caught, she just let it loose. You, my good sir,
How much money
are
did
a
you take out?
criminal.
4.
She took
For
out
what?
4. Okay. Where'd you go next?
To a bank on Newberry, but it had exceeded.
Oh, exceeded limit.
But that was you too. I mean, if we pull the bank
Yeah.
records,
It's me.
it's you. What are you feeling
Oh
right now,
man.
Miranda?
I'm the
Are you
worst person in the whole entire world, and I let something bad happen to somebody that didn't deserve it, and I should have stopped it.
I should have stopped it, huh?
After
Huh.
the interview was concluded, it was obvious to the detectives
She
that
is
she was involved
easy
in the
to
crime
draw.
just as much as Austin was, even though she tried to paint a picture that she was a victim in this and that she was being forced by her cousin Austin the whole time. All this was later confirmed
Bro,
to be
she
true
did-
when detectives
okay,
searched
okay.
the car where they found her journal. What they read highlighted the dark and evil nature of Miranda Martin and really destructed the facade she had put up of a scared individual who was being controlled and manipulated. In fact, she was the one who
She
was
got some
manipulating everyone.
mean-ass
And
black
after reading her journal,
eyes.
it was clear to see
Like,
the
she got
lengths
some
she went
mean-ass
to
bags under her
execute
eye.
her plan. The journal read, "I should have looked through the drawers. Got to get information on the
Thinking maybe
location of
some-
the key. Get back in
never
and set up
prison.
entrance. Also, make sure I set up a stepping system to boost myself up high enough. I want to do it really, really soon, but might have to wait a few months, thinking maybe sometime in December before Christmas." The detectives also found a key to Mr. Quant's house in the car. The key seemed to be an older one because sometime during the planning of this robbery, Paul Quant became concerned when he couldn't find the spare key to his house, forcing him to change the locks to his front door.
Ah,
The investigators believe that Miranda was indeed the mastermind behind this brutal murder, and her cousin Austin was the brute force she needed to carry out her plan.
I hope
Both
that
Miranda
bitch
Martin
dies in
and
prison.
Austin Jones were charged with attempted first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit home invasion robbery.
I hope that bitch dies in prison, bro. I hope she dies. Like, damn.